Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Tuesday. Normally on Tuesday we would do subtraction problems, but since today's a little different because we have spring break starting tomorrow, I thought we should switch it up. So today we're actually going to compare some numbers. Our first three problems are going to be comparing standard, like numbers just written in standard form. Our last two problems are going to be comparing fractions. So let's get started. Our first problem is 897 and 809. So you are going to use either greater than, less than, or equal to sign to determine which number is greater. So when I look at these two numbers, I can see that they're both, the furthest digit to the left is in the hundreds, and they're both at 8. So I can't just automatically just put an equal sign because that wouldn't be correct because they are not equal. I then have to look to the next digit to the right, which would be the 9 in this case and the 0. Which number is bigger, the 9 or the 0? The 9. And if you remember, alligators are hungry, and so they like to eat the bigger numbers. So you want to draw the sign with the alligator mouth open towards the bigger number because they would want the bigger amount of food. So here is our answer for this one. Our next problem is 1,105 and 1,015. Alright, once again I look to the furthest left on both digits and both in the thousands place. And they're both ones. Once again, I can't just assume that they're the same because the biggest digit is the same. I have to look to the right, which is in the hundreds place, and I have a 1 and a 0. Which one's bigger, 1 or 0? We know that is 1. So 1,105 is actually the bigger number. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Next we have 2,978 compared to 2,899. Alright, once again we look at the digit that's in the furthest to the left, which is the 2, which is in the thousands place. You can see that they are the same, so we have to look to the next digit to the right, which is in the hundreds place again. And we ask ourselves what's bigger, 9 or 8? We know that 9 is bigger, so 2,978 is bigger, and so we draw our sign this way. Alright, now we're going to move on to fractions. Our fraction problem is 2/4 and 1/2. Alright. As you can see, our denominators are not the same, but we can make this one have, we can make the 1/2 have the same denominator as the 4 because the 2 can go into the 4. So all I would have to do is I would have to multiply the 2 by a certain number so that I get the denominator of 4. 2 times what is 4? 2 times 2 is 4, and I would have to do that on both top and bottom. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. So I know that 1/2 is actually the same as 2/4. So when 2/4 is equal to 2/4, I put the equal sign. Alright, we have one question left. Alright, 1/2 and 99/100. I remember some of my friends thinking this was pretty tricky back when we were doing this, probably around February. So, once again, our denominators are not the same. But I can make this 2 100. I would just have to do it by multiplying. So 2 times what equals 100? If you think 50, then you would be correct. But that means I would have to multiply, or I would have to put 50 on top as well. So 2 times 50 is 100. 1 times 50 is 50. So 1/2 is actually the same as 50 100ths. What's closer to being 100, like one whole, so 100 on top and 100 on bottom? Is it 99 or 50? It is 99. So 99 100ths is the bigger number, the greater number. So I draw my sign like it's eating the bigger number. All right, I know that this might have been a review for some of you, so you were kind of confused. I would love to hear about how you did. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Also, remember, if you take a picture and send them to me or Miss Sweet, we will give you extra dojos. Also, if you would like, or not extra dojos, we'll give you dojos for that homework. But if you would like to earn even more dojos, you can do some extra and we'll give you some more dojos. All right, I hope you have a wonderful spring break and I will see you on Monday. Bye.